Okay, so grab your things, settle in, Shavasana. We're just going to come full circle tonight, starting in our Shavasana, ending in our Shavasana. So glad you're all here. It's so good. Let's melt into the floor. Let's give ourselves a little break. Allow that day that we just experienced, that we were just alive for, let that integrate into our body throughout our practice today. Allowing us to soak up what is useful for our soul experience and allow us to just release that which doesn't support our higher purpose. Maybe let a deep breath out. Feel the heels, backs of the legs, the glutes and the sits bones, the back and the shoulders sink into the floor. Feel the breath in the body. Exhale, sigh. For tonight's practice, just offering ourselves some stillness, some quiet, and some time to just delve into this experience of being alive. Maybe breathing in through the nose and allowing that breath to fill the entire body. And exhale, let it go. Inhale. And exhale, sink a little deeper into yourself. Maybe shimmy the shoulders and feel those shoulders into the earth. On your next inhale, I invite you to just lift the arms above the head and extend those arms above the head, maybe the backs of the hands on the floor. And sigh and let those elbows sink down. Maybe notice some opening in the armpits and some lengthening in the armpits and the arms themselves. Maybe begin to notice the heart lifting. And then on the exhale, the stomach floating down. Feel the heart lift towards the sky. Exhale, grounding into the earth, maybe pointing the feet and feeling the legs lengthen. Flex the toes towards the face and point the toes away from the body. And then relax the legs, relax the feet, reach the fingertips. And then settle and rest in some stillness. And sigh. Now transitioning into our first shape for the evening. Bring the feet together. The knees are out wide for our supine butterfly. arms can stay extended above the head, or maybe you want to bring the hands down to the side and let those arms kind of rest beside us after being lengthened above the head. Again, feeling the heart ascend and the stomach drop on the exhale. Maybe noticing where in the body we're noticing this shape. And offer yourself some surrender. You can bring the heels really close to the body, or the heels can be far away, the feet far away. And sigh. Let the shoulders sink into the floor. Maybe even shimmy the shoulders just a touch and feel the heart lift a little higher. And settle back into your stillness. At any time, you can bring those knees back to the sky, the feet on the floor. Maybe reposition the feet and then bring the soles of the feet back together and let those knees float to the floor all over again. And rest. Notice if you're clenching the glutes. I tend to do that in my reclined butterfly. So maybe relax the glutes, relax the low back. And then if you'd like to extend the arms back over the head, and offering some awareness to those lung and heart meridians that run from the fingertips to the shoulder. You can extend those arms above the head. Our practice tonight is centered around our liver and kidney meridians. Many people have expressed that they're kind of stressed or they're a little fearful, and so those kidneys support us in calming that nervous system in the sense of feeling okay in the world and feeling safe in the world. So just breathe in that safety and that universal support. And exhale. Feel that flowing through the body as we nourish the kidney meridian. Now offering ourselves 3 more breaths in and 3 deep breaths out. At the end of that third exhale, just noticing from the tips of the toes to the crown of the head, maybe the tips of the fingers, scan the body and feel your energy in this shape. And then exhale, extend the legs long, bring the arms back to your side, and we'll rebound in our Shavasana and let that chi just flow through the body. And let that energy settle, let that chi flow and settle exactly where it should be and flow exactly where it needs to flow. Scan the body from toe to head and head to fingertips. Exhale, sigh. And then you're welcome to rest here for as long as you'd like. Or if you're ready for our next shape, we can roll over to the side, press ourselves up. Slowly and with tenderness and intention as we move. And there's no rush. Reminding ourselves that this is the time of our day where there's nowhere to be, nothing to do. There's no right or wrong. We're here practicing our Yin Yoga in our sacred space. And now with our sits bones down, let's bring our feet apart. They can be really wide or maybe they're close together, but not side by side. So we're going to open our feet wide for our dragonfly. Let those feet be floppy. Maybe they fall out, maybe they fall in. Just let those feet fall where they fall. You can roll the shoulders back, and then we'll just sink forward. The hands can come in the middle, or they can be on the legs resting. Sometimes I like to have a block or two in front. Rest my forearms on some blocks, but let those feet be floppy. And then we just kind of fold forward. You can round that spine, tuck the chin to the chest. And let this forward fold just pacify that nervous system. And then these meridians on the inside of our legs, this liver, kidney, and spleen meridians. Just visualize them being nourished with breath as we rest. Really good, guys. Yeah, if you want to bring your blocks, if you want to stack those blocks and rest the forehead on the blocks, you can do that. If you don't have blocks, the trick I like to do is rest the elbows and just hold my forehead in my palms. So if you want to do that. And as we fold, this also is nourishing that urinary bladder meridian that runs along either side of the spine. And that too is related to that fear of, am I okay? So we nourish it and just assure it, this protector of ours, that we're okay. Maybe even say, I'm okay. I'm okay. Exhale, and be with that sensation in the body, whether it's in the backs of the legs or the low back, or maybe somewhere entirely different. Just relate to the sensation and find yourself in the present moment right here. And reminding ourselves that in Yin Yoga, more isn't always better, less isn't always better. We're just exploring and being and inviting whatever is there to be there. Notice if we are actually pushing to, oh, I can go quote unquote deeper in the pose. Or, this is a little uncomfortable. I'm just going to hang out here in a little less comfort. Just notice maybe the way that we relate to the sensations that come up. Not judging, but just noticing the relationship with the body. Maybe offer a deep exhale. To reassure that nervous system that it's okay to relax. Breath. Once, as I lie listening in the warmth of your steady breathing, you asked me about the color green. Why new was green? Why sunlight turned my eyes green? Why envy blushed green? And why your heart aches when the pine's green needles emerge from white winter's shell. I've learned that I can't see green how you see green, that I can't answer most questions you ask, that the hollows between your heartbeats are more empty than expiring lungs. I hope you never feel the hopelessness in those moments your heart takes to regather itself between beats. I hope your blood, like your lungs, whispers forever against my ear, whispers its endless journeys and infinite returns, whispers of you, your breath, you breathe, maybe for the last time, and you aren't afraid of this. Let's breathe deeply in and out 3 times. And after that last exhale, whenever you get there, gently pressing back up to lift that heart and those lungs up. Then slowly bringing those feet together and finding Shavasana to rebound. Noticing even as we move, the chi is moving with us. Rolling on to the back, making the way to the back in any way. And then exhale as that chi flows through the body without obstruction. And just like when you shake up that snow globe, and then the glitter and the snow swirls and settles, just let that be so as our chi moves and heals and supports our well-being. And now from here on our backs, we have a block handy or a blanket or both. Let's bring those close. We're going to come into our supported bridge. So you're welcome to just bring that block, bring the feet to the floor. You can bring the blanket on the block and just press the feet into the floor and bring that blanket and that block just right above that little crack that we have back there in the seat. So kind of on that low back, to just lift those hips up just a little bit. If you only have a blanket, just fold it a couple times and just tuck it right underneath the hips. They don't have to be lifted high, just a little bit, just a little higher than that heart. Sink the heart down. And maybe start with those feet on the floor, those hips lifted, the knees towards the sky. Exhale, allow the breath to sink those hips into the block, the back body into the block. Feel the chi in the body from the feet to the shoulders, to the head, to the fingertips. Feel the heart beating in your chest. And then maybe inhale and bring those arms up above the head to the floor behind us. The backs of the hands can come to the floor. And then nourish those heart and lung meridians. I've learned that I can't see green how you see green. That I can't answer most questions you ask. That the hollows between your heartbeats are more empty than expiring lungs. Maybe bring our awareness to that tiny space between heartbeats and feel the breath in that space between the heartbeats tonight. Now our next option for this shape, you can keep the feet on the floor, and maybe you want to extend the legs long so the heels come to the floor. But being really aware of how that block feels on the back. Maybe you notice that it's not quite in the right spot, so you want to adjust it just a hair. And then explore with the legs out if you want. But knowing that we're here to honor the body and to be fully present. And offer that presence to yourself in this shape. Notice the space between heartbeats. And then surrender and rest in this experience of being alive right here, right now. Let's stay here for maybe 7 more heartbeats. Maybe you place a hand on your heart and feel that heartbeat 7 more times in this shape. Bend the knees, bring the feet to the floor if they're not there already. Bring the arms down to the side if they're lifted. Exhale to press the feet into the floor and then gently move that blanket and or block out to the side. Lower down onto the back, onto the seat. And then extend those legs long and rebound and feel the chi in this space. Now we'll inhale. Exhale, sigh, let it all go. Now our next shape is our shoelace pose. So we can come into shoelace on the back. So I'm going to show it on the back first. So we hug our knees into the chest, and then we cross one of the legs. Maybe we all start with our right leg on top, just so we're on the same page. Some of you here in class tonight refer to this as, I think, the pretzel squeeze of death or something like that. So we're going to cross that top leg over, and then we can hug those knees in. Maybe we find the outside of the foot. We can just hug in. So from your point of view, it might look like this, if you can see that. That right leg on top of the left, yep. And you can have the hands on the shins, on the feet. Our other option for that, maybe you don't want to be on your back. You can come on to a seat and have that left knee on the bottom on the floor. Then that right knee stacks on top, the left heel under the right glute, the right knee on top of the left, and you can come into it from a seated position. Hands out in front, and you can fold. But offer yourself the space here to settle in, whether you're on your back or you're seated. Maybe noticing it on the outer hips, maybe on the glutes a little bit. You might feel some compression in that hip flexor area. And that's okay, compression, as long as it's not painful, compression is a beneficial thing. We compress a lot in our yoga, especially Yin Yoga. The gallbladder meridian on the side of the hip, the stomach meridian that comes across the front of the leg. Nurturing that ability to make decisions with the gallbladder. And that stomach that supports us in receiving nourishment from life's experiences, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Again, just experiencing being alive. Noticing where the mind goes and just gently bringing it back to the present moment. Maybe to that breath, the whisper of the breath. Maybe visualizing the emptiness of the lungs on an exhale. Maybe allow your next breath to fill the front of the chest. As you exhale, the back of the chest sinks into the floor. Then your next in-breath fills behind that heart space and you press into the floor on the in-breath. And exhale, sigh. And we breathe just to know that we're alive. And we exhale, let it be so. Scan the body from the tips of the toes to the crown of the head and the tips of the fingers. Notice our energy in this shape that we're in. Maybe notice which leg is on top. And then we'll exhale, unpretzel the legs really slowly. Maybe just noticing and savoring that energy as it begins to flow again. And as if moving through a dream, extend those legs out into Shavasana for our rebound. Let's feel that heartbeat in the chest. Now let's exhale to begin to lift the feet kind of to the floor so we can draw those knees into the chest. Just slightly and no rush. Maybe sway side to side so the entire low back comes to the floor. Yeah, nice job, guys. And we'll inhale to send those feet to the sky. And then we'll pause here, maybe with our hands on our hearts. Maybe hands behind the hamstrings. And interlace the hands behind the hamstrings and kind of offer some support for the legs. We're going to rest here for a couple minutes. Offering kind of the floodgates from the feet to flow down and ground. Letting the whisper of the breath be our teacher and our guide. Exploring the depths of our soul, depths of our mind and our body. Now an option with the arms, we can just float the arms up. And as if the fingertips were just kind of reaching for the toes, our hands just kind of float, our arms float. So our feet are reaching for the sky and our hands are reaching for the sky. Or we can also bring those arms behind us to the floor. And allow this pose, this shape to speak to us. Let's count our breath down from 5 to 4. Maybe side out for 3 and 2. Breathe in for 1. Exhale 1. And on 0, in your own time, bringing those arms and those legs down back to Shavasana to rebound, noticing the energy as we move and as we extend. Shimmy those shoulders onto the floor, lift the heart and rest in Shavasana. We just keep shaking up the snow globe and letting that energy flow. You're welcome to rest here for as many heartbeats as you'd like. We'll do our shoelace on the other side. So whenever you're ready, you can bring those legs in and bring that left leg on top. So find that pretzel. You can maybe bring the shins, the hands to the shins. And this side, when we do our shapes on different sides, each side is its own little bear. It's its own experience. So maybe if you had your hands on your knees before and the feet, it might be in a different spot. Maybe you're not even on your back for this one if you were before. Just imagine it were the first time you were doing this shape and just notice everything that you notice. Does your breath change with this form? Do you have less stillness or do you wiggle more? Knowing that it's okay to wiggle in Yin Yoga. And just be here now. Again, maybe noticing on the outer hips or the glutes, that compression in the hip flexors. Maybe noticing this feet feel different sensations in the lower legs. And just be. Home. And off in the distance, way across the hills of sand, I heard my mother calling. She asked that I come home, find the dearth in the soil beautiful. I crossed the land and stood, hands in pockets otherwise empty, and saw my father working. He asked that I come home, find the sweat in the toil beautiful. My feet wandered the gravel, crossed roads cut through broad plains where the grass and sage waved. They asked that I come home, find their wealth in gold beautiful. And above all spread the sky, surrounding me without, while filling me within. I asked which home it knew, whether it stopped or forever continued. Maybe we can ask ourselves which home we know. If it's one that stops or forever continues. Maybe just be in that thought of a home that forever continues. That home that's independent of breath and lungs, of the ability of seeing the color green or feeling the wind on our skin. Let's offer ourselves 3 more deep breaths in and out. At the end of that last breath, or maybe much later, whenever you're ready, take note of the sensation of this pretzel. Yeah, flex the feet, unwind, and then find that shavasana, that rebound, that settling snow globe. Really nice job, ladies, really nice. Maybe bring your hand to your heart. Feel the heart beating into your palm. Feel that palm on the heart. And then feel that deep inside the heart. That little light that is our home, that forever continues, that soul. Allow that soul to fill your entire being, the toes, the fingertips, and beyond. Offer a deep breath in. Exhale, sigh. And now gently we're going to roll over onto our stomachs. Without rush. Nice job, ladies. So then we get to our stomachs, and there's no rush to get there. I'm going to show you what we're doing and tell you what we're doing, and just get there whenever you want, or maybe you don't get there at all. Tops of our feet to the earth, legs to the earth. And you can bring your elbows underneath the shoulders, lift the heart, that little home that forever continues. For our yin variation of Sphinx, you can keep those elbows far in front for a little less compression on the back. Or maybe you want to come into seal pose. In seal is when you just bring the hands forward, lift the elbows, press the hands into the floor, and lift the heart. So shine that home that is your soul forward out of that heart space. We won't be here very long. Maybe relaxing those glutes if they're flexed. Maybe just engaging a little to support that back as we lift the heart. And then maybe counting down from 3 to 0. Then exhale, lower down the elbows if they're not already. If the elbows are lower, lower down the forehead. Let's bring our palms to the floor. Rest our head on our hands for just a breath or two. And then we'll exhale, lift the heart. We're going to come into our next shape, which is our water bug. So we're going to bring our knees under our hips. And then with our knees under our hips, let's send one leg out to the side. So I'm going to send my right leg, so it's going to look like your left leg. So send one leg out to the side, bring that foot to the floor, and then walk the hands forward. You can rest your forearms on your blocks if you want. Sometimes I like to do that. So you can come down like this, and then bring the head down. It's kind of like our praying mantis that we did last week. So from the side, it's going to look just like this. So that hip is there, and then one leg is out. And then down on the heart, like that. Yeah. So one leg out, one knee down, and then the hands, we walk really far out in front. really, really far out with the hands, or like I said, you can bring your forearms to a block, which is sometimes what I like to do, just depending on the day. And then melt that heart, that home that forever continues, that soul, melt it down. Maybe notice if you're engaging the quad if you press that foot down. Maybe notice if you let go of that engagement of the muscle in that extended leg. Just notice how the experience might shift. And then maybe feel the opening in the back, that extended leg. That's those liver, kidney, and spleen meridians on the inside of the leg. That spleen allows us to be open and empathetic and to trust. So sink into that trust. And notice if you can relax the shoulders as you sink that heart down. Just a couple more minutes here. Maybe notice if you're straining the face or if that tongue is glued to the top of the mouth. We relax the palms and the fingers. Now let's breathe together, counting down from 5, and 4, and 3, 2. Exhale, 1. You bring that extended leg in, really slowly bending the leg as you bring it in. Feel free to come down onto your stomach, or if you want to roll onto your back, you can roll onto your back. And just feel that snow globe. Settle, that glitter settle. You reach those toes long to stretch out the front of the leg and then relax into your rebound. Maybe feel that heart beating into the floor. Or maybe hear the heartbeat in your ear. And then whenever you're ready, you can exhale, press up. Send the hips back. And then extend the opposite leg out to the side. Maybe as you extend it, just kind of notice where the engagement in the leg is and see if you can relax the leg. And then walk those hands forward, forearms can come to the floor. Sink the head and the heart down, or you can bring those arms to a block, whatever feels good. You can even bend that extended leg just a little bit, but let it be out. And again, just feeling the inside of that leg. Maybe expand with the breath. And above all, spread the sky, surrounding me without, while filling me within. I asked which home it knew, whether it stopped or forever continued. We can cultivate that knowing and being and dwelling in our home that forever continues. And just feel that home swelling up inside of you, that soul. Here I am, this is what it's all about. Maybe visualizing energy flowing from the fingertips up the arms to the shoulders. Visualize energy flowing from the toes to the hips. And notice all and feel all the energy converging at the heart space. And exhale, melting into that heart space. Let's bring our awareness to the breath. Inhale deeply. Exhale, sigh. And then gently bend that straight leg, bring it in. Walk the hands kind of underneath the shoulders. And then instead of going straight to a rebound, let's bring our legs long again. Pause in our sphinx or our seal for just a moment so the elbows will be underneath the shoulders. And lift the heart, lift the back. Maybe extend that right leg long, point the toe, extend it long, lift it up and float it down. Lift the left leg, extend the toe, extend the leg, float it down. Lifting the heart. And then we'll exhale. Float everything down to the earth. You can rest on your stomach, on the front body, or you can roll right over onto your back for our final Shavasana. Maybe you want to kind of come into a little bit of a bridge or supported bridge or a butterfly, just briefly. Ultimately finding Shavasana, our resting pose. Allow the energy from the toes to flow down to the heel of the foot. Allow the energy from the front of the body to flow down to the back body. Rest here. Allowing for any expression to be removed from the face. Allowing the release of emotions. Knowing that tears are welcome. Just be here, resting pose. I'm going to stop the recording, so if anybody's watching this later, stay here as long as you'd like.